Alright, so I just watched this YouTube video by this random YouTuber that I just found. His name is Tom Stoic. I don't, that was the first ever video I watched from him. It was just about how to communicate and the importance of communication and speaking, and why speaking is such an important skill in life. And he argues that it is the most important skill in life. And just so it turns out, speaking and articulation is not one of my strong suits. Like, the problem with me is that I have a lot of things that I want to say. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of ideas, but I can't articulate them in an effective way. And the reason for that is because, one, I get nervous. Two, I have a stutter, and I just have trouble pronouncing some words. Like, just for right now, I am amazed that I've been able to speak for, like 30 seconds without having some stutter. Because there's some certain words that I just always tend to stutter on. And they're usually words that begin with like ST. So words like the word stutter. Like, for some reason, I'm just not stuttering on that word. And I don't know why. It's just one of those things where, like, that you have a problem with, but for some reason, every time you try to show that you have a problem with that thing, it never happens and it just goes smoothly. So that's kind of what is happening right now. But the whole reason why I'm making this video is because one of the main things that he pointed out in that video was that the number one way to get better at speaking is to just practice. But you have to practice in a way that actually challenges you, in a way that actually gets you to put in a lot of effort. Because if you just practice in a very shallow way, in a way that isn't like working your brain in like, just right now, I just messed up. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that you have to practice in a way that challenges you, in a way that you struggle in, because that is how you actually learn. Like, if you go back to my old videos, I had an Andrew Huberman summary video that where I summarized his podcast episode about learning. And the main key takeaway from that podcast episode was that in order to learn, you have to fail. Because without failing, you will never learn. Because it's like the same thing when you're training in the gym. You're never going to gain muscle if you continuously do a bicep curl for 10 pounds for a span of a year. You're never going to build muscle that way. You have to continuously add weight. You have to progressively overload the weight that you're lifting, because that is how you strain your muscles into becoming bigger and to become stronger. So you have to do the same thing when you're learning skills. You have to actually put yourself under stress so that you could learn from that experience. Just like right now, there's a cut in the video, and that's because I just messed up. I didn't know what to say. I blanked out, and I would leave that in the video because my goal is to have as minimal amount of cuts as possible. But I'm probably going to delete that just because it was like a good 15 seconds of me not knowing what to say. But now, this video isn't just about me talking about why speaking is important and why you have to practice. It's just, I'm making this video to really put stress under myself, because I've been lacking in making videos, and I've been lacking in consistency in a lot of different domains. I've been lacking consistency in my self-improvement, in my work, in my health, in my training, in almost everything. I've been very on and off in my habits. I'm a very on and off person. Like, I would stick to do something for like a week, and then the week after I'd completely stop doing it, and then the week after that week I'd pick it up again, and the cycle would just keep on going. So in the big picture, I guess I am consistent, but I'm not very consistent in the small portions of time. And also, another thing that I'm trying to move away from is saying the word and like what I just did right now, just because that is something that I do tend to do a lot, especially in person. Like, when I'm having a conversation with somebody in person, I say the word and a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. And I do it for a prolonged period of time. And it just doesn't sound very competent. It doesn't sound very confident. Like, just right there, I had 2 very long pauses. And just things like that is what I'm trying to fix and what I'm trying to get better at. Because speaking, like what I was saying earlier, is the most important skill. And I agree with Tom about how it's like one of if not the most important skill in the entire world, because everything you do relies on your ability to communicate and articulate your ideas, whether it be speaking, whether it be writing. And both of those two things, speaking and writing, they both intertwine with each other. It's like practically the same thing. And if you could be good at one of them, you're most likely going to be good at the other. And so my main goal with me making this video is to just get that practice in so that I could become better at speaking. And with me becoming better at speaking, I will become better in a bunch of other domains in life. And so the whole reason why I'm making this video is just so I could get that practice in of being able to speak without any script, without any like piece of paper that has written down notes. Like I might do that, I probably will, just so I could actually make a good video that helps you. But the whole reason why that I'm making this video is just so I could get that practice in, just like what I've been saying a lot for this entire video. And it's not going to be a good video, you know. I don't expect to get any views. I'm probably going to get like 10 views max. And do I care? No, not really, because my goal with YouTube isn't to grow to become like some super famous YouTuber. It's just to develop and practice my skills and to get better at the skills that I know will benefit me in the future. Like, my whole goal with making content is for self-improvement. It's for personal development. It's so I could become a better version of myself. I'm not doing it just so I could become like the next Mr. Beast or something like that. Like some of you may think that the reason why I'm making YouTube videos and I'm spending so much time making content is so I could become super famous, make a ton of money, when in reality it's just so I could work on myself. It's so I could develop myself as a person and get better at the things that I want to get better at. And in this case, it's speaking, writing, being able to persuade people, being able to influence people, just being able to align other people with my way of thinking, being able to create a piece of content from the ground up, and just like copywriting, things like design, personal branding, just in general. Like there's so many things that I'm trying to get better at, and content creation and making videos is just like my vessel of doing that. And hence why I'm making this video. This is just like to really get that ball rolling, because I've been pushing this ball and it stopped numerous amount of times, and I'm just trying to get that ball to roll again so I could continue making progress. And this fucking loud ass car is ruining my video. But yeah, again, like what I said, I don't expect to get views from this video. This will just be like in a habit tracker, like how you have like a check mark for each habit. This is just going to be like one of those things. So I'm going to try and make as much videos as I can where I just speak without a script and I just go off the top of my head, try and use the skills that I have learned, or try and use the lessons, or I don't really know what I'm saying right now. Okay, let me gather my thoughts. So I'm going to try and implement the lessons that I've learned from past experiences and just put them into making these videos, because I'm going to try and get better in every single video, just like how that one Mr. Beast saying is that you make 100 videos, but in each one of those videos you make it like 1% better or something like that. The saying was something like that, but you get the point. And so for my next video, I'll probably have some notepad where I have a couple of notes, so I actually have direction of what I want to talk about, because right now I'm just free flowing. You know, I've probably already lost your attention, and that's just what I wanted to get better at. So I'm going to try and make as many of these as possible, and I invite you to actually come along with me and practice with me, because that is what humans are supposed to do. We're supposed to help other people get to the top while we're also getting to the top. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.